Get Out?
Damn it. I'm already relegated to the back seat. I look like a ghost,
You're
apparently.
A ghost.
I'm a ghost. Red tape.
You're a ghost. Oh, let's get rid of you. All right. So what do you guys think of Get Out?
I loved it.
I loved it too.
Zero bad things. There was some funny dialogue, but you know that Jordan Peele did it on purpose. I don't mean comedic, just some awkward stuff.
Yeah.
And then they make fun of it right after.
Yeah, pretty much. It's really funny in the parts, where they're doing the humor. It balanced it so well because it gave you like the levity of the humor, then it hit you with something else too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was saying when we came out of the theater, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point, I want to say 2/3 of the way into the movie, where you're kind of comfortable laughing and you know it's kind of creepy, to this point where everybody in the theater just goes extremely quiet.
Yeah.
And you feel something a little bit different. But it was done so well.
It was.
Yeah. There's an interracial couple and they're going to his girlfriend's parents. And he's black and she's white. So that's kind of part of the awkwardness through a lot of it too.
And before they go, he's even saying, "Have you told your parents yet?"
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But just there's a funny bit with him calling his buddy on the phone and they're just joking around. Then all of a sudden, boom, a deer hits the car. It's like, and it goes, it shifts tone pretty quick. So it was really good how it would do that, just even like that, which is pretty light compared to some of the stuff later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He stared at the deer and got pretty weirded out from that. I thought that was a little strange at first.
Yeah, just you see something dead, I guess. It's supposed to make
Very
him start
traumatizing.
thinking.
Yeah.
Gets in his head, which works with what they set up later about his mom and stuff.
That bitch is crazy.
Well, you mean the grandma / maid kind of thing.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what I'm talking about yet.
Right. There will be big spoilers.
Yeah, there will be once we actually talk about what's going on. Tiptoeing around it first as much as we can.
Although the opening scene of the entire movie was the guy walking down the street in the whatever that area was where they're all from.
Yeah.
And then the Porsche, which you later learned up belonged to the family, pulled him over and knocked him out and drug him off. I'm assuming that's the brother.
Yes.
Because it was a white Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember at one point they say, "At least you got the girl. The guy's is a lot more brutal."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, you'll get that later on. We're rehashing it for the first time too.
Yeah.
Get out.
Family.
Yeah, it's funny. We're watching another thing it's like Resident Evil, where it's like, "Welcome to the family."
Yeah, we turned to each other in the movie. "Welcome to the family, son."
Yeah. Another thing with that theme going. Messed up families.
So they go to the girlfriend's parents' place, and right off the top, he sees they're kind of not servant, but they're kind of yard worker.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big dude, big black dude, and he's kind of, there's something not right about him.
Yeah, they all talk very proper and stilted.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Not like anybody would ever.
Yeah. When he's doing those interactions with the maid and she's just got that fake smile, that is so creepy, and it was so well done. Like the tension is crazy when she's in there and it's got just that close up of her.
Whenever his cell phone was unplugged and she's trying to explain.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to unplug
That was so
your phone.
uncomfortable.
I
You
was
could tell
merely
she was in the
cleaning your-
sunken place.
Oh yeah. I was cleaning your desk and the cell phone, I lifted it to clean under it and then the cord popped out. And I thought to keep from doing further damage, I would just leave the phone unplugged.
Yeah.
That creepy.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
And then she started to cry because that was the other person coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I guess I didn't like was when he's just walking downstairs at night and he has a run-in with her and she walks by and a scare cord goes off.
Yeah.
I think that would have been creepier if it didn't do the scare cord and you just saw her walking behind
It would have been
him.
more
Yeah.
mentally, and it would have gotten in your head more.
Yeah, that's the only jump scare, though, I thought wasn't really justified in the whole movie. The rest of them I thought worked.
I believe that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I jumped at everyone.
And even then, the rest of the movie was so good that that's not even really
No, I mean, but if I had to say there's something, I was like,
Yeah.
it didn't really need to be there.
That's
Like,
fair.
That's
Yeah.
about it, though. Just because there's no actual noise happening, too. I don't
Yeah.
like when a jump scare is magic scare chord.
Yeah.
Like when the fucking umbrella opened in Stupid Rings, the dumbest movie I've ever seen. Umbrella!
But, like when the deer hits the car, though, that's a thing that really happens. So,
Right.
A lot more realistic.
Yeah.
It's funny, so much happened in this movie of substance that I'm having a hard time trying to figure out
Yeah.
what to talk about. 'cause
What's
there's
really
so
nice
much.
too is like they made you really care about the main character Chris. Like
Oh,
so many
man.
horror movies are so bad about making you give a shit about the main characters.
And his best friend.
yeah, his best friend Rod, who the movie kind of focuses on for periods too, when Chris goes missing and he's trying to find him. And he's a comedic character, and he's usually pretty hit with his comedy in there.
Yeah. I've seen him on
I like
other
him.
things. He's a really funny guy. He
Yeah.
plays a TSA agent in this movie.
Yeah. That leads to some funny bits. TS fucking A.
Although there was that weird, again, it kind of turned into a comedy when he was talking to the police about Chris being missing.
Yeah.
There was some
exactly.
weird elements of this set. It just really worked somehow.
Yeah, it's nice to see a horror comedy that was working, because it's been a while since I've seen a really good horror comedy, I think.
Yeah.
What's another one that's similar in this kind of vein?
It's kind of vain, I don't know. This is kind of different for most horror comedies.
Because it was
can
very
think of.
serious in parts.
Yeah, but it kind of shift. It didn't feel disconnected though as a thing. It still made it work together.
Yeah, that's what I
because
mean.
that's the problem. If you do it that way, it can just feel like, what the hell's this going on? This doesn't fit in this movie. But this one made it gel well.
Yeah, really well.
Yeah.
So they get to the house,
Mm-hmm.
and they start meeting all the family, and they're treating them super weird. I'm assuming, I don't know, the stereotypes that Jordan Peele at some point just sees with his buddies, and he says, well, I met this girl, and the parents treated me really weird because of this, and he said, that's funny, I'll put that in the movie. And
Yeah.
he put really realistic, funny ways that people
Yeah,
talk
things
to
stupid white people say to
Yeah.
try and feel like they're being like,
cool, or,
Yeah.
but it's so stupid.
yeah,
but it
and
worked
like
in the movie.
overcompensating stuff, like try
Yeah.
and make like, I like black people.
Yeah.
Like we also like Tiger Woods.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, it's like, I'm a big fan of Tiger. And he's just
Yeah.
like, I don't care.
Yeah,
It's like,
He's a
how
black
long's
guy,
this
though.
thing been going on?
yeah,
Who says that?
yeah,
But it worked really well.
Yeah.
yeah. You're saying the father was the good guy in a bunch of Adam Sandler movies because Adam Sandler's the villain.
Yeah, right. I said he's a bad guy, but yeah, I guess that works that way too. I think he was in Billy Madison. I think he played the dickhead lawyer that was trying to get all of Adam Sandler and Billy Madison's characters' wealth.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was the bad guy in that. And the mom I've seen in other things too. I want to Google that and see what she was in. It's going to drive me crazy. I was trying to think about it the whole movie.
She was a lot skinnier, and she was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
That's what it was.
Yes,
Yeah, she
yeah.
played his girlfriend in that.
Yes,
That's
and
what
she
it
was a lot smaller then.
Yes, her face was quite chubbier in this,
Yeah,
this movie.
yeah.
Mm.
Good job, Kyna.
AJ.
Well, I'm gonna cut all that.
Damn it, Joel. Good movie.
Yeah. Good movie.
Well, that derailed everything.
It was an actually good, scary movie, and that's very, very rare.
Yeah, like the tension was so good in some of those scenes.
Yeah.
Like it just built that so well, and then
Yeah.
So you find out that they're hypnotizing or brainwashing.
yeah, she's making them highly suggestible, and then they're putting them. Yeah,
It's hard to figure out
like
where to
spoilers
start, 'cause
anyway. But the girlfriend for the most part of the movie, you think she's on his side. That's the way the movie sets it up, and it does a pretty good job of the first part. Like you
Yeah.
think she's the
Really
one
good
person
job.
he has who's actually on his side. Like everything's starting to get weirder and weirder here. He keeps trying to talk, to the people who he thinks are the help, and they're always acting weird.
And then there's that one guy who was invited to the party, strangely enough, of all these white people, and they were all talking to him like he was a piece of meat for sale.
Yeah.
Which he was in the end.
Mhm.
But there was
Yeah, it's
one
like
guy,
spinning around, showing himself off.
Yeah. And there was one other guy there, African American guy that was brainwashed. You could tell because he was talking way too weird.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, he took a picture of the guy, and the flash completely took the guy out of the trance that he was hypnotized in, and he was himself again. He
And he
ran.
says the name of the movie.
Get out. He tells the guy, get out of here, get out, get out, get out. And then they take him away and brainwash him again, and then he's all weird again.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's super freaked out. He calls his TSA buddy and tells him he thinks that the mom hypnotized him and that there's something weird. And then they
because
Google-
earlier in the movie, he goes out for a cigarette and he's trying to quit, but she gets him to come in and she, stirs with her teacup, which is how she kind of snaps him in and out of his trances. She gets him in.
Yeah, the teacup, she hits it or stirs it.
Yeah, stirs it, which is like the trigger thing to make him kind of zone out and go into his dark place.
Yeah,
where he falls like into this abyss-looking thing.
Sunken place.
Yeah, which is just a visualization of him kind of falling and not being able to control himself.
It was really cool imagery.
Yeah, I liked that.
And that happened in the middle of the night, so then when he woke up, he wasn't entirely sure. He thought maybe it was a dream, maybe it was real.
Yeah.
Then
But he
goes
thought
outside.
she dressed it up as though that she was trying to help him quit smoking was
Right.
the thing. Yeah.
And then he's not entirely sure if it was a dream. Then he goes out and talks to one of the help that's cutting wood. And then he tells him, oh, you were in the office of the lady for an awful long time last night. And then he realizes, oh, she really did hypnotize me.
Mm-hmm.
Then he tells his girlfriend, and she's a little bit freaked out. So again, you think that she's on his side.
Yep. She's just a bitch.
Yeah, then it drops on you like as he's getting more and more freaked out to the point like, I just want to get out of here. Get out! He sees a bunch of pictures of her. Like, why do they keep those in the room they're staying in? Though that was pretty dumb.
I was
It seemed
was
like that
thinking
was
that the
on purpose.
Yeah.
Almost at that point.
Like, well,
lady
let's see
left
what
them
he
there or
does.
something. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess they're really taking it on faith that he'll still go down there. Like, if you saw that, like, what if he just, like, smashed the window and jumped down?
Right. I guess he probably thought the girlfriend was on his side, so he wouldn't.
Yeah, but when you see a bunch of pictures of her with black guys that
Yeah.
she was just dragging there to get brainwashed, and they're, like, in the end, you find out they're, like, the dad's a brain surgeon and the mom's a psychiatrist, and they're doing stuff to make it so that they can put their stupid rich white people buddies in black people's bodies.
Yeah, they cut the brain entirely out of the white guy's head except for a little piece, and then they cut the black guy's brain out except for a little piece, and then they just put that in.
Yeah.
So the white guy's brain is in, so he's kind of living through the black guy, but there's still enough of the other person in the body that they can come out like whenever
To
you
be
get the
in a
flash.
living nightmare while not
Yeah.
being able to control your body. It's like, yeah, don't worry, you're still there somewhere. It's
Just a little
horrible.
piece of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like constant torture. Like, oh wow, a living hell, that sounds great. Like, yeah, so part of this movie is just like once, they're setting him up to get put in Milton from Office Space.
Basically.
Yeah, well, it was the same guy.
Oh, the one oh that was him?
Yeah.
He did look familiar.
Yeah. He does a lot of things, but I always think Milton when I see him.
Did you make paper?
You took my stupid. Like, he sticks cotton from the chair, like he rips out stuffing from the chair or whatever and sticks it in his ears.
Yeah, he's tied to a chair in this room where this video plays and it shows the
Yeah, they're
grandfather
trying to,
of the
like,
family.
Finish the brainwashing, I guess, with the dumb videotapes and
Yeah,
stuff.
and they're basically explaining to him. This is so he saw all the pictures of his girlfriend with all the other guys that were past boyfriends that were now hypnotized and belonged to other people. And then he goes downstairs to escape, and then they knock him out and tie him up to a chair. So then when he's watching all these, he's in the chair and he's watching all these videos of them explaining to him what's about to happen, about the brain being taken out, and now you're going to be part of this greater thing.
Part of the family.
Part of the family.
Welcome to the family, son.
And the whole time he's sitting there just scratching the chair because of this tick he has from when his mom died. And he scratches all this cotton out of it, which he then puts in his ears to block the sound of the teacup.
We were both thinking the same thing, though, because, like, after the dumb son comes in and he, like, knocks him out a couple times with, what was it, like a ball, like a heavy
little
ball of some sort.
Bocce ball or something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he knocks him out, but then he takes it out, and we were both like, yeah, he shouldn't have done that.
No, it was kind of like, hey, I'm so smart, I did that.
Yeah,
Boom.
but
then
it's
the mom
like-
could have been there with her teacup.
Yeah, and there was the danger of that a bit later.
Yeah.
So we were both right. He's like, okay, just get out of there first and then do that.
But it was all so rewarding because 99% of the shit that we complain about when we watch a horror movie, he didn't do.
No.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't toy around and he didn't get...
Yeah, he
this-
just started getting rid of them and didn't give them chances to constantly come and get them.
Yeah, he killed this one, he killed that one, he killed this one, and then there was a threat of the wife about to hit the teacup and he got rid of it. She stabbed him in the hand, which was pretty badass because then he turned it around like that and stabbed her with her own
Yeah.
thing. Then the son came back to life, which was the only part of the killing the bad people that I thought was kind of silly that the son somehow survived that.
Yeah.
he got hit pretty fucking hard.
Twice.
Yeah, his head was bleeding down
Yeah.
there. It was-
He was bleeding his brains out.
But somehow
Yeah.
he came back for revenge.
Yeah, like if that guy did get up, I don't know if he would have that much energy.
No.
jeez.
I mean, they
I wouldn't.
certainly made him crazy as fuck during the movie. He looked like Macaulay Culkin a little. It wasn't him, but he looked like...
Yeah, very
Crazy.
unhinged seeming douchebag.
Yeah.
You're just like, I can't stand this guy. You're not supposed to, so it worked.
Yeah.
And then when he finally does kill him, he keeps hitting his... Like, busts his head open.
Mm-hmm.
He must... He's like, he's dead. No, he might not be. Boom, boom, boom,
Oh, I
boom,
hit him
boom,
a couple
boom, boom.
times with that ball pretty hard, and he got back up, so make sure he's dead.
He did all the good things, though. Again, we normally complain
Yeah.
about in other movies. He made sure.
They made you care about it enough, so like when it came time for the revenge, you were really rooting for Chris to get these stupid fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it reminded me a little bit of Hostel for a bad example, because the last part of Hostel is him getting revenge on those torture idiots, and he didn't care because they did such a bad job setting him up in the first place. Like, I don't
Yeah,
care if
that's
this
true.
guy gets revenge. He's an asshole too.
That was just a stupid movie in general.
Yeah, but then this one, they set him up so well, you're just like, yeah, get those guys.
And then he sets the house on fire, too, and the girlfriend's up in her bedroom looking up new guys to date so that she can get the next guy.
Ridiculous.
Famous ones too. It was like
Yeah, NCAA
Basketball
prospects.
Yeah, hell.
And then she smells the flames and goes outside.
with
But
a
now
gun.
it gets kind of weird because you've already learned now that these people are former old people put into these young people's bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then you learn that Georgina, the maid, is her grandmother,
Yeah.
but only because he's trying to drive away and he hits her, and then he picks her up and puts her in the car because he has a flashback about his mom, how he didn't save her.
Mm-hmm.
And then the girlfriend comes out with was it like a rifle or something?
Yeah.
And she's gonna
Yeah.
shoot at him, and she goes, "Oh, grandma's in the car." And then you go, "What the fuck, grandma?" Then you realize the brain transplant was her. And then she comes to as the grandma and turns to him and says, "You ruined my family." Crashes the car. She's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then you learn that the big guy who's running directly at him when he's outside having a smoke is the grandfather, which is funny because they relate him back in a previous story about being an Olympic runner. So then that kind of makes sense.
He came charging pretty damn fast.
Yeah, that's probably the grandfather keeping his running going.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess.
And then he flashes him with the camera, and it just like he did earlier to the other guy that they learned was a kidnapped guy. And then he comes to, takes the gun from the girlfriend, says, "I'm going to kill Chris." Then he shoots the girlfriend and then shoots himself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty cool twist. And then just when you think it's all over, she's not dead.
Yeah. You see a car come up. They set up earlier that there was a kind of a racist, probably, cop in the beginning who's like questioning Chris. Which, you think it's going to be him coming back and like it's going to end poorly for Chris, but then you see on the car door, airport, you're like, oh, it's his buddy. Yeah.
Yay!
Yes. That was just so funny once he gets in and you're waiting for it and he's like, told you not to go.
That was
Sex
definitely one of my favorite
slaves.
parts.
Yeah.
Hypnotize black people and turn them into sex
slaves.
slaves.
Yeah, that was really good when he's telling the police that. I like seeing that too, like played for comedy like that. Like seeing, like, I got
was
this
really
ridiculous
good.
story. Yeah.
Let's bring in some more cops to laugh at you.
Yeah.
I'd probably go
Tell
see
your
that
story.
movie again before it's out of the theater.
Yeah, it's one I would watch again.
Yeah, it was
Just,
good.
I think maybe, I don't know if this is true, but I think maybe you get something out of it the second time that you didn't know because now you know all the secrets. And
Yeah,
Yep,
probably.
yep. I always find that.
Yeah, no, but the twists were all well done in this. Like, I kind of was questioning the girlfriend's actual loyalty to him, though, when like the whole family and all the friends are all so weird. It's like finding it hard to believe that
she just wouldn't know anything and be a regular nice girl.
Yeah, and when that twist comes, it's like, that's so shitty. It's like, this guy's got no one except his buddy.
I've never dated a black guy except for this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
This girl.
Yeah,
Geraldine.
the grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really changed the context, too, when you know, like, it's the original woman trying to, like, somewhat get something out of her. Like, when she's talking to him, that tear comes down.
Yeah.
That's the original woman, probably, like,
Yeah.
crying, like, oh, I so want to do something, but it's stuck in control of this stupid old grandma.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Like,
Trapped
oh
in your
my
own
god.
body.
I thought he was going to try and flash her with the camera, though, like, when he got her in the car, and then he didn't.
But if only this
Oh,
much of the
yeah.
brain is remaining, how can whatever?
Mm.
You can't brain transplant anyway.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
guess
trying
it's supposed to be momentarily. Like, I don't really understand how it's supposed to work, but I mean, it worked. I was
In the world
willing
of
to
it
go
work-
along with the ride with the movie.
to, yeah, in the world of it working,
Yeah.
it's what happens,
Uh-huh.
and it's fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, Get Out is definitely worth a watch.
Definitely.
Any
Good movie.
final thoughts?
Get out.
I hope there's not a sequel. That was perfect. Don't make a sequel and have any of these people
Yeah,
come
don't
back
make it
for 'em.
shitty.
Get Out 2. Get further out.
Get the hell out.